Welcome back, you guys. I'm Solutions. I want to talk about something in this game. Arc Raiders is a divisive topic to some people. There's a lot of debate surrounding certain things, but I just want to preface what I'm about to say with I don't think there should be a PvE only mode. Just going to put it out there. I like PvP. I like the challenge of the PvE. I like PvEVP. So with that being said, I'm of the camp where I don't think this game needs to change much. But according to the title of the video, what I don't want the devs to do is listen to one side or the other. And what I mean by that is, first, not listen to the PvE only complainers online and in every comment of every video about the subject. I don't think the devs will, because they made their stance clear. They tried to do that first and foremost. It wasn't fun, and they moved on to what we have now. But I don't think the devs should listen to the other side of the coin, where these PvP big streamers, and that's all they do is W key from PvP fight to PvP fight. I don't think that they should be the sole focus of feedback as well. And what I mean by that is I was watching some of these people run from PvP engagement to another PvP engagement, and that's all they were doing. They were skipping loot, skipping arc, and just running straight to the fights as if the game's Apex Legends, Call of Duty, or Tarkov. But they were getting punished for that. And I think that's good. It seemed like the players who were playing like that, they would constantly get third-partied, fourth-partied, fifth-partied, or just overwhelmed by arc. And I think that's intended. And I hope that that moves forward in that regard. So there should be some kind of in-between playstyle, it seems like, with this game, where it's best not to shoot sometimes and just ignore the other players if they're just going the other way. In some cases, it may be best to ignore them, which is kind of ironic because in this clip that I've just randomly put in the background, I do see somebody, but this is solos, don't see anybody around. I'm about to extract, but in some cases, it's better to engage. So don't get me wrong, but running from fight to fight to fight doesn't seem like you're going to get rewarded in this game, and I think that should stay the same way. So with all that being said, in regards to keeping the game a PvPvE game, I think there's some reasonable feedback and suggestions that can be made to maintain the balance between the two. There are a few things that kind of feel bad in this game as is, and we'll just go over them. But I wanted to make clear, that's why I kind of gave my preface to everything I'm going to say here, is that I don't think flares should be nerfed. I think you should be risk versus reward when you're engaging other people. I don't think arc should be nerfed. I certainly don't think there should be a mode for one PvP, only or two PvE only. I think the game should be leaning into its PvEVP identity, and you have to play into that style, somewhere in between that, where sometimes you shoot arc and sometimes you evade them. And the same goes with raiders. Sometimes you shoot raiders and sometimes you evade them. So I just wanted to make that clear. But I do think there's room for improvement for the things that feel bad. And first of all, it feels bad to die behind cover. It feels bad to get shot behind cover. It feels not as bad, but it is weird when you get a knock to someone that's not in your crosshairs. I don't know if this is a server thing, a netcode thing, a lag thing, a thing that there's just too many players, and it just can't handle it. I don't know, but I think it needs to be addressed. It needs to be fixed. It needs to be tightened up. That does not feel good in a shooting game, no matter what it's against. The next thing is just the sheer amount of people or raiders in games. And this is exceptionally worse in solos because it seems like it's the same amount of players as trios, except everyone's all spread out. People are everywhere. And I don't know what's changed since the tech test number 2. I played a lot of that. It seemed balanced there. Is it just that there's way more people playing? They're just funneling people into games? I don't know. But in solos, I've noticed that there are so many people, so many more people than it seems comfortable. And I think that's why so many people are just so friendly, because even if you get into one fight, you're going to get countered by the whole lobby, it seems like. And the only person who's going to win are the people that spawn super late. So I don't know what needs to be changing in that. I'm not a developer. I don't make games, I play them. But I think some clarification on their thought process here, or maybe some adjustments with solos. Trios feel fine. I don't really have much complaints about that. But like I said, it seems like it's the same amount of players. But if you take away the groups and it's the same amount of people, everyone's way spread out, unlike trios where everyone's kind of grouped together. So trios does feel more balanced in that regard and more of a fun experience, where solos feels like you might as well just hide, not shoot anything, loot and get out. And that kind of gets old, especially if someone shoots you and you have to defend yourself. So this kind of brings me to my next point, I guess, but I did mention spawning late. And spawning really late into a raid feels really bad. Like really, really bad. It feels bad to spawn in at 17 minutes left. That's the latest I've spawned. If y'all have spawned in at a later time, let me know down below, because I don't know if you can spawn in past 17 minutes. But if you have, please tell me. I'm curious. But it really feels bad when you spawn in and you're in your little spawn room and it's already been looted. And then everything outside of that path has been looted. Like, that does not feel fun. It's just frustrating. And it's like, okay, let's just get out and try again. Might as well retry. But lo and behold, everyone's already getting out who spawned in early. And then you got 4 or 5 groups converging on the on the extract. And you just got in and there's no loot. And so you may not be equipped or looted to fight anything. And that doesn't feel fun. I get the whole late spawn mechanic. I think, once again, we're going to need some clarification on that, or at least some adjustment, because it just doesn't feel fun. Especially, like, I had a raid where we geared up to go kill some bastions or the bombardier, and we have all of our PvE gear. We got some stuff to defend ourselves from raiders, but we get in, it's a late spawn, the bombardier's dead, and everyone's trying to extract, and it's like, oh man, like, we kind of wasted our time here. Might as well loot some buildings. Oh, it's already been looted. Like, what are we doing here? What's the point? It might as well just go shoot some people or extract and try again. So that does not feel good, especially the uber late spawns. I think something needs to be adjusted, or at least clarified from the devs on that point. Another thing I would like clarification on is, are we ever going to get duos? Because right now, I forgot to fill, we're running as a duo, and we're going up against trios. Is there a priority for duos like there is solos? Because right now it seems like it's very silly to run duos, and it's best just to get that random third, or try to recruit a third from your friends, or just in an LFG or something, because running as duos seems like we shouldn't be doing that. We should probably just go run 2 solos by ourselves. And so maybe some clarification on that is if it's coming, are we just going up against trios? Because that's what it seems like. Doesn't seem like we're going up against duos. So I need some, I would love to have some clarification on that point as well. But one of the biggest things I don't want to come to this game, maybe you agree with me, maybe you don't. I actually don't care. But I would hate if they added a gear score like they have in Dark and Darker. I think that would be the worst thing to happen to this game. If it's already part of the game, I'm already upset. I don't think it is. There's been people saying that it is, but I've seen no concrete evidence that it is. So what I mean by that is that I really hope that they don't start separating lobbies based on the value of the gear you're going in with, because people are just going to start manipulating that like they do in Dark and Darker. For example, if your gear score is X number, let's just say a random number, 100, and anything above 100 gear score or gear value is in their own lobby. Anything below that is in their own lobby. So what people will eventually do, like they do in Dark and Darker, is they figure out the system, they try to get to 99 gear score or whatever it is, and however the system will be in this game, if it is at all. And then they just clean up the lobby because they're at the top of the tax bracket, if you will. And I think a system like that will be discovered and it will be exploited and manipulated. And that's why I think it should be incredibly random, because people with the free loadout should have the opportunity to get better loot from people by catching them or just being a better player. And it goes both ways and everything in between. I think with a system like a gear score or gear value or whatever will just be manipulated. Maybe it's like, hey, you two guys bring in a free loadout and I'll drop you better guns and ammo and whatever and materials and everything. And it'll just be exploited and manipulated. Maybe they can work it so it's not, but I think it would be a better experience if it's just random, little control over who you're fighting. You fight the best players in the game, you fight the best streamers, you fight the worst players in the game, but you get better by being in the general population of everyone who's playing the game. And I really hope that this doesn't come to the game. I don't think it's in the game already. I don't think it needs that. If anything, it just needs group size and ping and location. It should be grouping you based off your group size and where you're located. So you have a good ping and everyone's in the same equal playing field. So that's it. That's my feedback. Well, you agree with me, you don't. I mean, this is how opinions work. This is my opinion. I'm very opinionated. I would love for you to tell me in the comments how my opinion is wrong, because it's really entertaining to hear that sentence being said. Nonetheless, I appreciate you guys listening to my rants all the time. And, let me know what you think in the comments. I like reading, the different thoughts and points of view. Whether or not I agree, I do appreciate a good discussion. So keep it friendly. But until then, I'm Solutions, and I'll see you Raiders topside. Run the outro.